Hi, my name is Wendy Allen, and this is my testimony. Just wanted to share how that God changed my life. As a child, I was very quiet, shy, and didn't have a lot of friends, but just grew up a quiet, pretty good kid, and didn't go to church. My parents divorced when I was around 4 years old, and we grew up, living with our mom and seeing our dad every other weekend. And when I was about 8 years old, my dad remarried, and my stepmom had a background in the church. And so we went to church a few times. I don't remember a lot about it. I remember her having a family Bible open to the book of Psalms, and I was intrigued by that. And I read it, and it was just interesting to me. And then they weren't married anymore and just went on with life. And about when I was about in the 10th grade, I met this new girl. We became good friends, and then I got a boyfriend and started hanging out with him and his friends and doing a lot of things, making bad decisions, not doing things that I should have been doing. But I just wanted that acceptance and felt that need to be accepted. And I carried on through high school, making those bad decisions. And the summer after my sophomore year, I was in a bad accident, and a car accident, and I broke my neck. And at that time, I was really making a lot of bad decisions. Things were getting out of control, and I feel like God allowed that to happen to kind of slow me down. And an important thing to me in that time was the day of the accident, I gone to call my mother to tell her what had happened, and I knew that my neck was hurting, and there was a lady there, and she prayed for me. And so we went back to the scene, and next thing I know, I'm on a backboard and I'm going to the hospital, and I had surgery, and so that kind of slowed me down for a little bit. And then of course, I went back to my ways and partying and doing things that I shouldn't have been doing, and just through those years. And then I met my husband when I was around 20 years old, and we dated for about a year. And he broke up with me, and I was devastated. But about a week later, my husband had gone to church and given his heart to Jesus. And I had heard about this, and all our friends were saying he's gone crazy, he's got religion. And so I ran into him one day, and he was trying to tell me about what had happened in his life, and he invited me to church. Him and his little brother were inviting me, and his little brother began to tell me about the Lord and how that he died for me. And God was drawing me and dealing with me. And so I think about a week later, I went to church. This was all in a 3-week span of us breaking up. I went to church on a Sunday evening, and at the end of the service, I was just in tears, and the people had gathered at the front to pray, as they always did. And so my husband's little brother asked, did I want to go pray? And so I went down to the front, and I just began to cry out to God. He prayed with me, and I asked the Lord to forgive me of my sins, and I stayed there for a long time, and I just felt this peace and this burden lift off of me, and just a change in my life immediately took place. And just got up from there just with such a joy and a peace that the Lord had forgiven me of my sins, and that I was accepted by Him. And so my husband and I were not dating still. We were friends, and I struggled with that, but the church people prayed with me and helped me. And about the time I was getting over that, asking God to take those feelings away, He came to me about 6 months after I had prayed, and He said, that He loved me and He was going to marry me. And so God met that need as well, and He gave my life a purpose. And 6 months later we were married, and 6 months later after that we were in Missouri going to Bible school, and here we are pastoring this church. And so God definitely did a work in my life, and I'm very thankful for that, and all those times through my life that He was reaching out to me. And so we all have this void in our heart, and only God can fill that. And I'm glad that He reached out to me time and again, and that He saved me. And that's my testimony.